Hi everyone and welcome back to a little bit of Warframe. So, I finally played some Infested Salvage because I realized, hey, I never farmed Nidus. So I was like, okay, let's see what this farm is all about. Let's see how lucky or unlucky I can get with it. And I was just like, okay, let's sit down, play this mode for however long it takes until we get all the Nidus Part Blueprints, right? So that's exactly what I've done. I'm using Necros here because the drop that you need to charge up the vaporizers here, yes, Necros helps. They drop way more than they don't, or than they would if you would not use a resource farming frame, so Korra actually works very well as well, right? I chose Necros because I had to put the last couple of levels into a new saw that I crafted. I was like, okay, it's time for me to experiment with a new saw, right? I was using mine for a long time. I was like, okay, I would like to get a Nikana saw. I know that the Nikana Prime is better than the Nikana saws, but I was like, I just want to see exactly how good the Nikana saw actually is. And I'm very happy with it. I actually am very happy with it. It's fun, it's very fast, especially for Berserker, of course, but that's the one thing that I didn't like too much about my old saw, right? The damage is fine, and once you hit the 75% attack speed, it is fine as well. But to be honest, the only mission where it's really needed to have like this thing is in ESO, basically. It is an absolute banger to play with Sarin and that saw in ESO. But I was like, I want to have something, especially when I'm running around with Necros and not do, or just want to have some quick melee fun. So that's why I built the saw, but that's off the point. So, how long did it took me to get all the blueprints? Not that long, actually. I think it was around 3.5 to 4 hours, which isn't that bad. The cool thing is, I basically got lucky with the blueprint drops when they dropped, right? So I was unlucky enough to not drop a Nidus Part Blueprint on rotation C a couple of times actually, but when they dropped, I ended up with only one duplicate, which was quite surprising to me. But I'll take it, honestly, I'll take it. That's fine by me, by all means. That's no problem at all, right? So, yeah, I mean, I was expecting a little. How do I say that? The grind itself wasn't bad, right? The game mode is fun. Let's start with that. The mode is fun to play. It honestly is. And if you do not have Nidus and you want to farm him? Wow, words. Definitely a good farm to run. Honestly, it's fun, it's fast. You can do it solo easily, like no problem at all. You can do this in a squad if you would like to, that's absolutely fine. I had a squad of 3, that sounds like a lot of fun because everybody can just babysit one of the vaporizers, right? And yeah, so sounds like a lot of fun to do this in co-op. I just did it solo because basically once I have something in my mind that I want to grind, I want to sit down and I want to just do it, and I do not want to think about anything or talk about anything. I basically just sit down and put on some music or put on like a live stream that I want to watch or something like that and just grind away, right? That's personal preference. And I knew for a fact that all the people that were online at that time do not have any need to play this farm, and I was like, that's perfectly fine, right? I'm looking forward to just chilling with Necros and my new saw, and yeah, just having some fun, right? So yeah, the game mode is fun, as I said. There is one unfortunate thing to be said about the mode, and that is that the rewards just are not there, right? Once you have Nidus parts farmed, I don't see any reason to come back, right? And that's a problem with a couple of things in Warframe, right? And I don't know. I think it's fine for the most part if you have these like modes that are a good farm for something, but then you don't really have reason to come back other than for fun if you just want to, or with the helmet system added, of course, you might have a reason to farm a second Nidus, right? So that's perfectly fine. It's just, I think there's a couple of those, let's call them content islands, I guess, where you come there for a specific thing, and once you get that, you do not have much reason to come back, right? And this mode definitely falls into that category for me. Although, as I said, while I was playing it, it was a ton of fun. Basically, murdering Infested is always fun, right? Because you do not have to worry about armor or, like, nullifiers and stuff. I will say, though, I got magnetic procced once in this, and I was like, huh? How did that happen? So I'm not quite sure what procced magnetic on me, but I was a little bit, just a tad bit confused, to be honest. Which is alright. That is perfectly fine. It amazes me that I sometimes still get surprised by this game. So yeah, while we are on the topic of content islands, one thing that I was like treating like a content island that I now will have to invest my time into it is the new railtrack stuff, right? The new quest is with railtracks, and I am not confident with an unleveled railtrack without anything invested into it to do that quest. So yeah, I guess it is time to muster up the courage and actually do some railtrack content. The thing that most people, I don't think you guys, or most of you guys know about this, but I did build the railtrack when it launched, and it was such a hefty grind that I was basically not playing for over a year after that, right? There were other stuff happening, don't get me wrong, it wasn't just railtrack. There was a lot of stuff going on at that time with the game, and also outside of the game, that, yeah, I just lost, I lost it. I lost my love for, or not the love for Warframe, that's always been there, and that never really left, which is why I come back so often to it, right? But just the sheer dedication to play, it basically felt forced to play, right? Because once you grinded up the resources, you were busted. The thing is, once I looked back, like a year later, I got so many resources back, which I didn't know that they did, because I was like, okay, I will no longer pay any attention to anything Warframe for a good bit, which is what I've done. Quite honestly, that's what I've done. I completely ignored everything regarding Warframe. The only content I did watch was the occasional video where people were talking about a new Warframe, but other than that, I left it completely on the side. But yeah, that was a little bit of story time that was unintended, actually, but it's alright. It fits into the theme of this video, basically. So yeah, as I said, the mode is a ton of fun. I'm having a blast playing Warframe lately, and I farmed up a couple of things. I got my Ivara Prime, I got my Nidus building as expected after this farm, right? And yeah, I mean, it's always fun to just come back and have something to do, right? So what else was I up to? I'm honestly just helping new players a lot lately, which is one of the favorite things to do in Warframe, is just get new players together, show them a couple of things, and send them off, having a good time, right? You don't need to be there every day of the week. You play once or twice with them, they learn the stuff they wanted to learn, and you show them a couple of tricks, maybe a couple of insights into their frame that are playing, or their weapon that they are playing, and they learn something, and from then on out, they're on their own doing good stuff, right? I love this community, I honestly do. There are so many great players in this, and I don't think that Warframe will lose that, right? So yeah, I mean, there's always reason for me to come back to Warframe. I don't know how much I will be playing in the future, but for the moment I will play a good amount, for sure. But yeah, as I said, the rewards other than the Nidus Part Blueprints are kind of meh. You're getting relics, sure, but you can get those otherwise while getting better stuff as well. So, yeah. As you see though, Nidus parts are actually crafting in the foundry, and honestly, the costs for them are kind of low. I was expecting a little bit more, but yeah, here is my Necros build. Pretty much just you go for maximum efficiency and a whole bunch of range. Make sure you do get duration above 100% though, because that's always important, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. The saw build isn't complete. We would switch out Voltaic Strike for Shocking Touch, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Exodia Triumph helps building up combo with a fast weapon, that's even better. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, take care. Bye.